Hey guys! No, not that kind of video. Today I was just want to talk to you guys about this. For anyone who is searching the internet on, oh my god, I just removed this and I don't know how to replace it because my car won't start and all that nasty stuff is happening right now. Then I'm going to talk to you really quickly about what this is and how should it be fitted, and hopefully I can help you out. So I'm doing the clutch change, and when I remove the gearbox and the flywheel, I've noticed that it sits right in there, like that, pressed in. It was leaking. There was oil all around it. Down the bottom was mixed with all the dust from the clutch, and I figured out, well, I should replace it. So I pulled this out. This is the speed sensor, engine speed sensor, plus the seal. It's an oil seal that helps prevent, obviously, the oil coming out the engine when it spins. I removed this easily, but as it turns out, it's actually a lot harder to put a new one back in. What you need for this process, you need a special tool, which I believe is called T10134, which hooks up onto the seal, and then it hooks up onto this wheel here. You see it's got a little dot there, and it bolts onto the side of the engine, and then it presses in precisely and correctly the seal. Now, if you don't do this, if you don't align everything properly, you see there's a little dot here. Basically, these teeth that will tell a sensor how fast the engine is spinning. If this is not aligned properly, even a little bit out of misalignment, then your engine probably it won't even start or run really badly. So if you've done this and you're asking yourself, oh my god, what do I do now? Basically, you'll have to either call a mechanic that has the correct tool. So do not attempt to press the new seal in without this tool, because you end up messing everything, having to put the gearbox back, all the clutch and all the components, try and start the car and see that it doesn't work. It would be an absolute major loss of time. By the way, this I also have a strap that actually supports the engine, so not to worry. That's just for precautions. But yeah, you'll have to call a proper mechanic, or you buy yourself this little tool. Now, obviously, I'm cheap, and I really hope that I don't get what I pay for in this case, but I will let you know. I bought this tool from China, so it'll be a while before it arrives, but when it arrives, I'll make a quick video on how to use it, or to just show it to you what it looks like. And I paid a fraction of the cost. I think I paid about 60 or 70 pounds, and it would take about 2 weeks to arrive, which is not to worry because we're on lockdown. I'm working from home. I don't need the car. I got a second car, so I'm fine. But if you need the car as soon as possible, I wouldn't recommend this to do at home. This is not a DIY easy thing. Now, you also have to make sure when installing this seal that's aligned correctly and it's pressed in correctly. You always have to make sure that the engine is at TDC. Maybe you should Google TDC if you don't know what it is. It's basically top, I think it stands for top dead center, which basically cylinder 1 has to be all the way up. So then it can match the teeth. When you press it in, you can match the teeth on this wheel, and it sends the correct engine speed to the sensor. So you have to make sure your engine is at TDC. You can do this by different ways: remove an injector, stick something in it, turn the engine around until the stick is out, or remove. I have the coil plug here. You just remove that. You stick something in there, turn it around. Also, if you had your cam belt or timing belt replaced by a professional, they will also put a little mark here that would match. They will have a little mark, so they make sure that the cams are not like misaligned, with the timing is not misaligned. Obviously, to do this the 100% way correctly, you will have to have another tool that sticks behind here somewhere. You remove this pulley, and it does not allow the engine to spin. So when you install on the other side the seal, the flywheel, etc., this will not spin. But because I've had mine changed and it had a line, I basically realigned it perfectly how it was, and also from watching other videos, I also noticed that this dot here, it's slightly down the slightly lower than this bolt hole there. So these two are roughly in line, slightly down. This is not a great way to explain or show how you reach TDC, but in my case, I had that dot on the other side onto the pulley that perfectly matches the other dot, so they're perfectly aligned. Plus, this is in the correct or side position, having watched other video, other people doing it, some mechanics. So this roughly aligns there. So if it's in that place, that position, and this aligns like this, slightly down, then usually there's a high chance that your engine is at TDC. Once that is there, align perfectly, get the tool, put this in, press it in, the little dot, this dot here, sticks at the top as well, and you have to torque it to spec, and then you have to measure the distance between the edge of this plastic lip to either the edge of this this cog here. So it has to be a certain spec. I actually looked on the Haynes manual and to see what the specification is. If it's not aligned correctly, so if it's like moved down to the side a bit or something, again, that's not seated properly, so it might end up leaking, which makes obviously taking everything back out. So then you have to retorque it or reinstall it again. So that's what I'm saying, you really need that tool. Do not attempt to push this in with a little hammer and just tap it into place, because you will mess it up. But yeah, that's my findings, and I hope that this will help you guys, and answering some of your questions if you pull this thing out by mistake and your car is basically in bits. Good luck.